Nighttime friends, okay Anons, here is one weird tale I decided to tell about the town I live in. Be me. Live in Poland. Shithole of a city in the north, so close to Russian border you can go there and back in one day. Kętrzyn is the name. Pig related. If you don't know what it is, it's the place where Hitler almost got killed in his bunker, but the bomb was too far away and it only blew away his pants. The bunker is like 10 km away from the city, in a forest, and to this day the city has a lot of German building in it since it was built by Germans. There is a giant fucking castle in the city dating back to 14th century and it was built by the Krzyżacki order, don't know the English name. To fuck around with Poland back then. The old city is fucking beautiful, but it has some bad history, old building taken away by force from Jewish citizens. Bolsheviks who committed 200 romps when they took the city during WW2 and massacred nurses in the city hospital. Giant old as fuck Masonic logo, not in use OFC now, it has been turned into a library/coffee restaurant, but back in the 17-18th century it was probably a daily place of meeting to these friends. There are still Masonic symbols all over it though, city can't remove them cause history protection and all. Basically the city is very beautiful, but the communistic war crimes, Nazi past and Masonic shit makes it having a lot of stories around it. Let's start with the old tank, that's the one my grandpa told me before he died, rest his soul. In the middle of the city we have a giant fucking lake, beautiful and all, but it has strange story. Basically there was a tank stuck at the bottom for over 70 years. It ended up in there during WW2, the driver didn't knew where the lake was and he drove right on the fucking ice. Before he knew the tank was on the middle of the lake and the ice started to cracking beneath him. The story gets foggy here, some say it is Russian tank, others says it is German, I never really searched for it, only heard it is real. Also nobody seems to know for sure if the tank driver drowned too. Grandpa used to say that the driver was there and he died too. Imagine death like this. Drowning in the fucking tank. In a cold fucking water. This is where the paranormal stuff begins. Be me. 13 yo, around 2014 and it's summer. Go around with friends, it's dark, we walk near the lake, it's lit so we aren't afraid and there are PPL around. Suddenly I hear something like a metallic thud coming from the lake. It sounds like metal hitting metal and something is cracking. Literally the sound that would be made by a tank sinking into the lake back then. We turn around, my friends and brother heard it too. Nothing. Nothing. There it is. A weird shape floating above the water surface. Half of us didn't see it and don't know if because they don't see well in the dark or if it was because we just saw what we wanted. The thing vanishes into thin air shortly after we look. It's gone, the sound too. We are puzzled but we just go back to what we were doing, kinda scared though but nobody wanted to talk about it. Asked my grandpa next time I saw him and he told me he saw it too couple of times. He lived around 100 m from the lake so he often went there for a walk. There was also a case of drowning, 2 people went swimming drunk and one didn't make it back on land. The other one claimed apparently that he saw how the drowned man was screaming and being dragged by something dark. The tank was apparently fished out a couple years ago. I don't check on city news ever since I moved out to different city cause high school and all. There was nobody in the tank though, which according to some means that there was no ghost in the first place. But I believe that the body simply fell out, it must still be out there, cold and haunting. Story 2. This one is 100% real and I sometimes laugh at it actually. As all towns in Poland, R1 also had the town Hobo, smelly, mentally retarded dude. Always talked to himself and went around drunk or screaming at the sky. Sometimes he assaulted some kids too. It happened to the dude from my class in school when I was 10, the guy apparently wanted to stab him. One day I hear that he was arrested. Ask the person why. They say he had dead body in his apartment. Apartment? How could he afford it? Well, apparently he couldn't. He moved into his grandpa, he helped the old man, but he passed away one day. The dude didn't want the authority to know, so he kept the body in the house and kept taking the money his grand was being paid. One day, the police knocks on the door. They were told there was something smelly in the house, and they knew this hobo was never up to anything good. They say,
"Hello, Andre."
Which was his name. Man laughs and says hello back. They nervously ask him if they can talk with his grandpa. He laughs again and says yes. He leads them to his room, and oh my god. The body is beyond recognition. It's been a year. The policemen arrest the dude and throw him into mental hospital. Last time I checked, he was out and is going around homeless doing his usual retard stuff. The stuff was the biggest news of the city for a solid half a year. I bet you can find news articles about it if you live in Kętrzyn. Story 3. The Hitler bunker is a funny place. You can see all kind of weird stuff from 20th century, and you can also learn a lot. Be me, around 16. Uncle takes me and my brother, plus 2 of my cousins to the bunker. Tickets bought already. We go, it's still sunny outside. When we arrive it suddenly becomes cold. Cold like I mean very fucking cold. The rubbles are super dangerous, but you can go around on your own, without any guides. So we of course fuck around and go exploring. The cold feeling gets only worse when you get inside of the ruins and doesn't leave you. We were joking to each other about usual stuff like possible channel strike joke. Then we hit the fence, there is no more to go. I wanted to go back to my uncle and younger sister, cousin's sister, but the cousin who was older, and my twin brother who was bigger told me to stay. They said we should climb over the fence and see if there are any bunkers out there in the forest. I say it is fucking stupid and I'm gonna stay here and wait for them. They don't even know how easy it is to step on an old fucking mine around places like this. Especially places that are out of area. They climb over the fence, I just look and watch how they disappear into the forest. Waiting. Waiting. Finally I yell to them. Guys, did you find anything? Silence. Hey cunts, did you find anything or are you banging there? Still silence. Suddenly. Movement. Look deep into the forest, see something moving. Tall figure, dressed in black, with a hat. Holy shit, it's a German fucking soldier. But. Odd. Dude is very tall, unnaturally tall. Like 2,5 m tall. Black, the face is also jet black. But the SS clothes are recognizable. He just stood there, looking into the forest, looking around sometimes. Seems like he didn't notice me. Shit bricks and just stand there looking horrified. The fucking humper monkey ghost suddenly walks away and disappears behind trees. I stay there analyzing what the fuck just happened. Greater than 5 minutes later my brothers are back. They are disappointed, cause there was only one small bunker with random bottles and neo-Nazi graffiti in it. Never told them about it, I am already a schizo so I don't think they would believe me. Story 4. The fucking sky. There is something so fucking odd about sky in Kętrzyn. It happens mostly around the region of Missouri, northeast Poland. Basically the clouds seem to a lot higher and take weird shapes. I move a lot between my town and the one I study in so I can really compare it. The sky is not in a normal blue often. I know this, I know colors, I study in art school as graphic designer. The sky is not fucking blue in here, it's more like dead blue, it's oddly mixed with gray. The clouds are weird too, the shapes are not soft and normal, they are more like a chopped wound in the sky. It can be described, but the sky above Kętrzyn is just fucking weird. The clouds often take human shape when the sun is going down, shapes of fire when it's rising, and shape of animals and weird symbols during night. I know all this cause I was fascinated by it when I was taking a walks as a kid. Watched it my whole life, I can tell you it's not normal. I have a theory it is because the Missouri region has a lot of lakes and rivers. Maybe they somehow affect the clouds above? But how? The sun also weird, more shiny, and it turns blood red sometimes when setting down. The most horrifying thing I saw was when the sun turned crimson red at the sunset and got covered by a giant wall of dark, black clouds. It looked like the scene from Lords of the Rings where Sauron is looking from beyond his army and this giant fucking gate of Mordor. I was literally scared looking at it. It was like a nuclear explosion, except blood red. People on the streets were also staring into it like zombies, looking scared as well. Even my teacher at school, a woman who taught everything about art, agreed with me that the sky in here is super fucking weird, both the color and the clouds. Pick unrelated, but it pretty close to what you can see in here almost daily.